If your business is disorganized, you cannot grow. Your immediate task should be how to organize the business before you even discuss about scaling the business or growing the business. So you must first organize, standardize, and streamline your business processes before you now start talking about growth, before you even start talking about expanding your business. So what is ERP? ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. It's a unified system that connects your business department. I have to use department for better understanding. So if you have marketing, sales, manufacturing, inventory, accounting, HR, it's that system that connects all of these businesses to all of these departments together is an ERP system. So that means you can have a very large business or company and they're just using only, whether it's an online shop, whether it's a production, whatever kind of business they're doing, it is so nice to just use one software to do everything in that organization. That's what the ERP system does. So what I want you to understand is that ERP is not a software. It is a software, but it's not just a software. It is a system for structuring your business, organizing your business. I've seen a situation where a company is looking for an ERP. They did not have any structure nor well-defined department or well-defined roles. But when they bring in the ERP system have to force them to structure. And it has been a wonderful experience. I initially was thinking that before you need an ERP system, you need to structure your business. But I've seen a situation where bringing an ERP system also, automatically brings structure to the system. So ERP, it's one important tool that you need to think about when you're running your business. So what makes ERP unique? Yeah, one of the points is that you have a single source of truth across your business, whether it's inventory management, whether it's inventory management, accounting, sales, marketing, anything that has to do with your enterprise. That single source of truth, that single place where you go and get that report makes the ERP unique. So if you want to compare that with other, fragmented system where the accountant in that company is using a different system, the inventory department, a different system, sales, of course, they're using a different CRM, different people uses different things, different e-commerce sites, different inventory system, different, everything different. So if a manager or the owner of the business is calling for a report, first of all, he's not going to get the report on time. Second, when the report has arrived, it will not be consistent. Sales, they'll be saying we sold 1 million naira this month. Accountant say no, you actually sold 900. Or accountant says you sold 1.5. Sales say no, I sold 1 million. So you can imagine that kind of confusion. All right. So the ERP is a unique system that can solve that kind of problem. Then also, your numbers. Excuse me. Okay, so you don't guess You don't guess things anymore. Um, I think we, I think we sold 1 million this month. Let me go to check my bank where you download your statement and all of that. You start gazing all of this data. But with the ERP system, you can know this number instantly, in most cases with your mobile device. So you don't have to be in the office. We are not even talking about those that are using papers now, because if you're using papers to write these things, you have to get to your office, your location, to see what's happening there. Now with ERP also, you can invoice, you can from one process to the other, from invoicing to payroll. This helps save time, save error. Everything is integrated. You can't sell what you don't have, or if you sell what you don't have, you you know that you sold something and you collected money, that you are yet to fulfill that order, because it's a system that will be prompting you for all of those things. Okay. All right. So now a real example is, so imagine a customer makes an order. So in the ERP system, you get this object in the inventory, which now trigger the procurement team to go buy those items. And then a sale has been done, so that income flows into our account. And then there's a notification for those that are going to ship those items to your customers. It's a very unique system. Okay. All right. So who must use ERP system? Yeah. Okay. So people that are struggling, trying to scale up their operations, they have to use ERP system. Then if you have two or more departments, excuse me, if you have two or more departments, then you need an ERP system, all right, to help you integrate those departments. Okay. Now, if you do a lot of recurring things happening every now and then, same thing happening over and over and over, you need an ERP system to keep those transactions. And then, especially when it has to do with inventory, this has been where people lose money a lot. Now, people that must use ERP system, so for business owners that want to see everything in one dashboard, you don't want accountants to have a different accounting system, inventory a different system, sales a different system. So how are you going to see the performance, the reports from all of these places? In most cases, it is the employee who brings this system, and the company is not even aware that there's a system being used. And yeah, the employee is using it to, be able to do his own work, and then increase his or her own performance. So it's just for that employee, all right? And all of those data are kept outside without the owner of the business knowing what's going on. So if you need to see everything in one place, I think you need an ERP system. So how do I know that I need ERP? Yes, this is where I want to. I got this list from the experience I have been having from different companies. Now, so if you have too many things to do in Excel, like you're using Excel for so many things, Excel for payroll, Excel for sales, for marketing, for production, for inventory, you just have these too many Excel in your drive, maybe Google Drive or on your machine, just too many. Then it's time that you look at an ERP system. So if you're always asking, oh, where is the money, and all those kind of questions, so you are busy. I mean, you are making the money. Money is coming into your account, but at the end of the day, at the end of the month, you are asking all of these busy alert I've been getting up and down. Where is the money? Everybody's busy in the organization, but the owner of the business is asking, so where is this money? You understand? It's coming in, it's going out. As the same speed that the money is coming in, the same speed the money is going out. At the end of the day, the business owner will be asking, where is the money? And it's time to get an ERP system. Now you spend more time fixing problems in your business than growing the business. Yeah, this happens a lot. You know, people give a lot of things. You have to fix problem with suppliers, with staff, with equipment, so many things. What time are you going to have to grow your business? Now, in many cases, okay, also, if you are hiring more people but still look disorganized, you need an ERP system. So sometimes people think that, oh, I need to hire more people so that my work can be reduced. You need to check, do you need to hire more people, or do you need to get a system and a good structure that runs smoothly? So this is something you need to check as a business manager, as a manager of a business. Do you need to hire more people, or do you need to bring in a system that can structure your organization? Now, so how do I know I need ERP? All right. When you have different systems, sales, inventory, accounts, they're not synchronizing, they're not talking to each other. You know, different reports from sales, like I said before, different reports from inventory, different reports from accounting. When these reports are not seamless and they're not the same, then you need an ERP system. Then I also have to bring it here. I know when we are doing things like this, webinar like this, we try to be, you know, a bit diplomatic and cultured and mind our language that we're using. Yeah, because you don't want people to see you like you're a village man. But let me add this last point. If your money is always missing, I mean, if you're the business owner or a manager, your money is always missing. You need an ERP. Now, how did I get all of this? I had experience with one of our clients that wanted to implement ERP. Normally, what we do in ERP implementation is that we first listen to the client, understand their requirements, what are the problems they are having, and what do they need the ERP to do for them. You ask several questions. So in this particular incident with this client in Lagos, somewhere in Mushin, they sell this cots, the mattress. They just cut this cots, you know, foam that they use in putting in furniture. A lot, massive operations. So the man called me and said, well, I don't know what you mean by requirements gathering. All I know is that people are stealing my goods. I am looking for a system that can stop people from stealing. That's the best answer anybody can give any consultant. But you know, sometimes you go, okay, people will call you, I want to implement ERP system. They will use grammar like, I want to streamline. You understand? I want my business to streamline. Yes, correct. But when you see someone calling you, say, oh God, they are stealing my goods. I want a system that blocks people from stealing. You know that it is serious. All right. So, and they were using other systems. Not that they were not using, they are using other systems. And one of the funniest things about this particular implementation is that these people are zero online, they have zero online presence. That means we don't have a website to go and review them, look at them, no social media, but they have massive operations with, I think, the highest level of education of one of those operators, the secondary school, but they're very hardworking, very, very hardworking people. But because the operation is large and they have so many branches, and You have to go here to get report, come back here to get report. So in a day, the owner of the business will be, it's a family business, they'll be moving from one place to the other. So in a whole day, they'll be trying to get reports, and there is no day they get accurate reports. Very frustrating. So if you have a business and your money is always missing, your goods are always missing, I think you need to consider ERP system. All right. Then also this one too. If you're not able to travel, if you're a manager and you're a business owner and you are not able to travel, and the way things are going, you will never travel. That means you need to consider an ERP system, because, man, you know why you're not traveling. If you travel, things will go wrong. The day you travel, things will go wrong. You know it. If you travel 1 week, come back, everything will disappear. You need to consider an ERP system. Yeah, one of the estate I stayed before, there's this one supermarket, not big, it's mid-size estate supermarket. The owner of the supermarket is always there, like not just always there moving around, always there sitting down. Is the one collecting money, is the one receiving cash. He has a lot of customers there, but he's the one he's the cashier, always receiving cash. He has some other workers who did arrangement and all of that, but he's the one that always receives cash there. So every day and night, that man is there receiving money. So because he knows that at the moment he stepped out, the people they will sell and they will not remit the money. So he's always there. I mean, Monday to Sunday, day and night. He's the one that opened the door. He's the one that closed. So that means that man will never travel. I mean, just going on vacation just to go and catch phone. And that man would never be sick. God forbid. Because that place will be closed. All right. So back to this story in Mushin. So we now implemented this ERP for them. It was a tough one because you have to train people who has not used computer before and all of that. But we were shocked that, man, these people were so smart, right? These young people that are selling, they're smart. They know how to use this system. I was so shocked because sometimes we implement in bigger organizations, it becomes stressful. You would train and retrain and retrain. But these are young people who are just, not that they dress too well. The highest person there, it's a secondary school leaver. We're thinking that this is going to be a long ride. But after 1 day training, they didn't call us anymore. I mean, they did not call us, probably because the woman, the wife is very, very active. That woman. So we implemented this thing and they were so happy with it because she knows how to use system very well. She's very experienced and exposed. It's a family business, so the man is also there to support. So the true test of the ERP came when the woman wasn't feeling well. That's when the true test of the ERP came. So she was not there for a couple of months. When I called them one time to check on her, also find out how the business is going, the man was just confessing, saying, "Hi, if not this ERP system, you didn't know what they would have done." So that's a good success story there. Now, also, how do you know you need an ERP? Sometimes you don't trust people that you're working with. You know that it's not them. It's not them that is the devil that is. It's not, you know that you don't trust people. Just that you know that sometimes the devil can come in and touch people's mind and people can change. So if you don't trust people around you, you need an ERP system. I'm not saying that you don't trust your people. This is just I'm just coming out to be so real about this thing. Else, I've done a lot of webinar where I'm composed, diplomatic, choose my word carefully. But this one, let me just give you guys the way I experience it. Yeah, by the way, that's me there in Ilorin. We've gone far. See, I'm dressing like a a chemist. Okay, so what ERP is right for me now? So it's not about the name of the ERP. It's not about. Start with where you have problem, your business needs. That's where you should start from before you now start considering the ERP you should use. Okay, so if you have a lot of problem in your inventory, then you need to look for ERP that can solve that inventory and logistic problems. If you have problems with, like, especially those that are in services, consulting services, accounting, different services, kind of, you have issues, project management, all of those things. If you can talk about the CRM, invoicing, which ERP system can do this part? Now, one other thing you need to know is that if you want to go with an ERP, choose an ERP that can scale. I mean, that can grow as you are growing. So let's say you get an ERP that does inventory and sales and purchase and accounting. And now you want to grow and start manufacturing those items by yourself. Initially, you were importing them, but you found a way of producing it right here in Nigeria. That same ERP should be able to expand and give you that production ability to manufacture these goods in Nigeria. Then you now open a new business. Now, because you're using ERP, you're growing, money has started coming, you have money to invest. You can now invest in another kind of business, which is completely different from the other business. The ERP should be able to allow you to run multi-companies, multi-branch, and all of those things. So look out for all of those things. All right. Then, of course, you have to try a system by using the demo, get a demo of this system, see how does it work, does it solve your problems, and then you'll be happy with that system. Okay, so typically there are a couple of ERPs that are available in the market. We have the SAP. These are big names in the market. There are smaller ERP systems as well, but I didn't list them here. So SAP, yeah, this is where the ERP actually started. This is an interactive webinar, so I don't have to go into history of ERP and all of that. Okay, so SAP it's one of the first ERP systems that ever invented. But these are top ones. We have Microsoft Dynamics, it's an ERP system. We have Odoo, which is the one we implement in Growth Stack. Odoo is also, initially it was created for smaller businesses, but now it has grown to become a very large platform. We also have Oracle ERP. These are top ERP systems Nigerians are using. All right, so most of them are expensive, but Odoo is relatively affordable. Okay, so what are the real impacts of the ERP in businesses? Again, look at me there in a equipment renting yard, doing as if I know, working as if I know what is in the, that tractor now. Still, say this ERP business has taken me to different places. I mean, I'm so glad I'm privileged, right? Sometimes I just say, God, thank you. You make me see a lot of things I've not seen before. Okay, so the real impact of ERP. So before ERP, people have issues with stocking out things, delayed payroll, staff are not paid on time, even when there's money lying down, salaries don't come on time because payroll is delayed. You have duplicate entries. You have invoices in two places. So you have this invoice 500,000, another invoice 500,000. You thought you have 1 million, not knowing that you have only 500,000 because they are duplicates of this thing. Customers are not happy with you. Employees are confused. Your partners are, confusion everywhere because you don't have an ERP system you're using. But if you have an ERP, you quickly see a lot of growth. All right. I've seen 30%, I've seen 20% growth, I've seen 10% and still working out. Then you have delivery, financial errors will be limited, and of course, Oga can now sleep well. and know that I have a business. That's when you know you have a business. Before you don't, it's not a business, it's actually your own self-employment. When you talk of business, the CEO should be able to sleep well. Yes, I have a business. All right. So I have case study. I've already given you the Home Ford case study, which is the company in Mushin, Lagos. I have another one in Ibadan. Kachalan is Ibadan. Okay, yeah. So this is all. This is a very large operation. They produce beds, medicine, and they have sales points all over the country. So the MD of this company called me, and he was giving me his real life story. And I don't want to go into too many of those secret story, because he was telling me like it's a secret, right? So, but it was a very, very sympathetic story, because he was almost out of the business. Like he was just feeling lonely. He couldn't. In fact, the business almost closed down. All right, and so many things he plans to do, the vision he has for his family, himself, and all of that, it wasn't possible. It lost a lot of money, investments lost so many. So, well, so as many business owners in Nigeria, they are always very resilient. Whether they're using ERP or not, most business owners in Nigeria, they can run business anywhere because there's always so many factors, against business people in Nigeria. So if you can run any business in Nigeria, you can run business anywhere in the world. All right. So like one of those Nigerian businessmen who never give up. So he was able to, just small little by little. They have used several systems in the past. I don't want to mention them. All right. So now we came in, he called us, we came in and implement, we do ERP for him. And now the operation is moving. They started with do community, and they were now happy. They decided to go with the enterprise, which was just implemented some few months ago. Now, that man is now studying abroad. He's in UK now with the wife. He's furthering his study. He has time to pursue his life vision. He has time to, so to cut it long story short, he couldn't travel before. Now he's able to travel. He couldn't see his business. How is my business doing? What is the report? Now he's able to see that. He couldn't employ more people because there was not, we didn't know whether everywhere was just like that. But now the business has expanded. He is now able to employ. See how when your business is growing, there's an impact even in the society because there'll be more people employed. All right. Most people think that okay, when the ERP system comes, the people will lose their job. No, it will open up more jobs because it will open up more branches. All right. Except the ERP was not well implemented and the thing failed. But all the successful ERP system that has been implemented result in growth. You always hear this call. Okay, I want to add a new business. Can you help me create a new branch? Oh, I want to add new users. Oh, I want to add. How can I do this? How can I? You'll be hearing this kind of expansion, requests for all the successful ERP implementation that we have done. So automatically, once it's successful, it comes with the business growth, which is what this webinar is about. Right. So that's the case study, and this is me. You can see myself with Ketelan there and some of his team. Now they are larger than this. Amazing people. Okay, so in conclusion, ERP is a growth engine. It aligns your people, processes, and data. It is designed for growth naturally. Why? Because it is designed for structure. There is no how you are organized that you will not grow. and ERP doesn't work in an unorganized environment. That's why when the ERP comes, when you bring in ERP, automatically you'll be organized, whether you like it or not, because everything will be segmented, everything will be integrated together. You know who is doing inventory. In some cases, we've implemented for a manufacturing firm, the driver is the one with the invoice. So when the driver carries this invoice and goes out with a truck to go and deliver items, so driver is the one with invoice. It's not. Then there's an accountant in the company. So driver goes out with invoices to go and deliver goods, paper invoices. It's not organized. Invoice is an accounting document, right? How is it now ending up in the hand of the driver? Driver also have their own, maybe web bill or something they could use, they can also have. Now, people that are doing sales, they are the one also in the manufacturing floor. Not that they were short of staff, it's just that some of the staff don't know, they feel they should be doing this. So if they are in sales, because they are not selling, they will go into the manufacturing floor and join the production. Meanwhile, they're supposed to be going out to be looking for customers. So I've seen this, and when we brought in the ERP to that company, again, that man was very, very angry with the people. He wanted to send everybody home, but he decided to try this one last shot to bring in a system that can help, streamline and block all of this thing, because they've been manufacturing a lot of water. So the man has a camera, and the camera is a lot of production going on inside the production floor. There's so much bottled water everywhere. But at the end of the month, all the bottled water is gone, but there's no money in accounts. I mean, it's frustrating. When you're buying diesel for production and you're spending your last investment that you save over the years that you've been working, and you're using this money to do investment, and then you're not getting, it's so frustrating. So when the ERP system comes, everybody knew what they're supposed to do. All right. Accountant was now busy. Accountant was not able to get a report on time. How many product is in store? It's there in the system. Sometimes they don't even, before they used to be calling accountant in the night. Alpha, what's the report? No. The MD is very also computer literate. We'll just go into the system, check. Okay, I have so bags of 75 cl bottled water. Okay, all right. So I have this one. So we need to buy this raw material. This is finishing. Without even calling anybody, he has those data with himself. All right. So if you don't have ERP, you will not be able to be organized. So I'll conclude with this quote: ERP doesn't change your business, it reveals your business so you can change it. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar, and I'm sure the lesson, someone has learned one or two things from this webinar, and it's my hope that you start researching for the ERP system. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, so we'll now do interactions, question and answer. First of all, let me start with my own question. What are those things that in your organization that you want to share experience, so that one or two people can learn from your experience that you think you might need to automate? Okay. My screen is even blocked. Can people hear me? All right. I think you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are those things? Okay, please. All right, Mr. Osange, please go ahead and comment.
It's okay. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. Let me say that I've been joining this particular training since last year, but what I've learned today has given me more insight, has given me full understanding of what the ERP is. I've been hearing ERP, each and every accounting job, finance, or finance related job, you'll be like, you must have a knowledge of ERP, you must understand ERP, do you know SAP, do you know all of that? But today, you are broken down everything into pieces and then the comprehension is 100%. From what you presented, I let me say I've gotten the understanding out of 100, 95%. 95%, you've broken everything down to our understanding. I don't know for others. So what I observe now is just an observation in a company. Most organizations don't want to invest in these systems, and they don't want to invest in their employees too, because most organizations will be like, if you want to work with us, you must be proficient in ERP, you must be proficient in this particular accounting software or the other. Meanwhile, the people they are hiring are very knowledgeable, such that if you should train them just like you've taught us here, and then the understanding is much, they will understand. But most organizations want to use already made candidates for their work, and is affecting them, is affecting them. So I must say that what you presented is the best. And if organizations should understand how this thing works, just like you say, CEO will rest at night. CEO, they will definitely rest. The accountant will rest. The HR will rest. All the employees will rest. So my own is a kind of appreciation for the groundbreaking presentation this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. Yes, what you're saying is 100% true. Um, um, People need to invest in people, and that's why it's called enterprise resource planning. Resources here means people, materials, finance. You have to be able to invest in your people by training and retraining them. Fortunately, these days, most CEO are not lacking behind this training and retraining. They are very, very aware that training and retraining very important. I remember we implemented a system for a company like 3 years ago, and to my greatest surprise, last 2 weeks or so, we had to go and retrain them because almost everybody there knew. So they are aware that people always come in, people always move on, and so on. And they are ready for that training and retraining. It costs them something, but the cost of that training is cheaper than the cost of the mistakes that these people will be making if not trained. So they know, they really, these days they know. Before it wasn't like that. Before it was a struggle. But these days, most managers, I mean the ones I've had in contact with, they know the importance of training. They know the importance of retraining. Even themselves, they read a lot about this system as if they want to go and write exams. I'm telling you, to my surprise in this line of business, sometimes I've seen some MD, some CEO, they know the system more than us that are implementing. That's to tell you how these things are now, because they are very serious. This is a very serious activity. It's not like, oh, I want to buy, I want to buy DSTV. I want to buy, all of those ones are good for entertainment in the company. But when it comes to ERP, it's a very serious matter. The MD want to be involved. Even the investors want to be involved. Everybody is involved because they know it's serious. So these days, I mean, this is a personal experience. These CEOs are very, very ready to train people. They know that most people don't know this ERP system, especially ERP. Most people don't know, so they are always ready. They spend money training and retraining. So that's a very good comment. And then if you are not, if you have been lacking resources to train, it's also a call to action, that once you have money to train your people, you should train and train them, because the benefit is actually for you, all right, and for the staff as well. Thank you so much for that comment. Yeah. Okay, so let me also take reaction from other people. It's an interactions stage now. Questions, comments, and then also your experience in business. You want to share, this is the time to share with other people. We never know who will pick it up and improve his business. Yeah. Is that a hands up? Please go on. I'm not seeing my screen. Yeah. Okay. All right. Can I get comment from other people? I have lots of people here. Hi, Shats. Are you there? Can you hear me? Excuse me. Okay. Any comment from anyone else? So let me quickly just check this. Okay. Someone has raised a hand. Please go ahead and speak. Mr. Solomon.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. James.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so my name is Caleb. I'm joining with Mr. Solomon, and thank you very much for the wonderful presentation today. So in time past, there is always this misconception, or we've had this debate that the ERP system looks more of an accounting function. So I would want you to talk to us. What is your advice about employees or other staff who are not accountants who don't have financial background in using this ERP system, and how relevant it is across board? That's number one. Number two is that the ERP system, especially the Odoo ERP system, because that's what I've been using, does it have a function where you can actually use it to, do some sales forecast or profitability forecast without having to, maybe you have a 5-year projection, financial projection in your business or company? Does it have features that captures these processes?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Solomon. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, one thing about the ERP system is, yes, company sometimes can advertise for a role, for a job, and then say that your knowledge of an ERP, maybe a certain ERP, will be added advantage. But in most cases, they usually employ people and train them. Because in many ERP implementation, there's a support for the company from the implementation company, right? They provide support so that knowing that people will come and go. So there's always this part that, oh, okay, they do something like train the trainer, or once in a while the consultant comes in and do training. So if you're an accountant, you don't have knowledge of any ERP system, or in some cases you have knowledge of a system that promise or that claim to be an ERP. There's a system that claim to be an ERP system because of the, they just want to go into ERP market. Okay, so you don't have knowledge of ERP system. This is the high time to start getting these skills. So those days where people say Nigerians don't have skills, it's over. Nigerians have skills now because of availability of information. So there are people who are really very serious in learning these things. You see them, they do YouTube videos, training themselves. And for us as a company, Growth Stack, we did 1 month full free accounting training for 4 weeks, free. And it was a curriculum base, not cut and join. We started, not everything, but then basic things that an accountant needs to know on Udo ERP. We did that um, uh, yeah, last month, which is one of the ways we can contribute to impact knowledge on people, especially accountants. Because one thing is, there's no business that doesn't have accountants. If they don't have it now, they will have it soon. All right. So if you're an accountant, please try to learn. I've given you types of ERP system that you can pick one of them. You can pick Udo, because Udo is really growing very fast in the Nigerian market. All right. You can pick Udo. The information are all there online for you. Videos, you can just start learning. All right. Most of these other systems are high-end systems, which you may not have access to the testing environment. But Udo has a free demo testing environment where you can try it out by yourself. Okay, the second question is if Udo has a ability to forecast all of these things. Yes, it does. It has it. One thing you can do is you can try to just Google it. Just type Udo and Google what you need. Udo sales forecast, or Udo whatever forecast, production forecast, or anything. You will see a video of someone giving you a tips on how to do it. So Udo has it. So it depends on, Udo has it, but it might be to some extent, because any system, the default things that come with any system usually is what is transpiring in the business environment. But there are some other stuff that you might need that is peculiar to your business. That's why we have this customization part coming into play. So if you need that part, all you need to just talk to a consultant or a developer who can develop that forecast for you. So, but I can assure you, Udo has those basic ones that are peculiar to businesses. Thank you for that comment. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Okay, so the floor is now open to Amaka. Please go on. Hello, Amaka.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
Amaka. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much, James. I just wanted to make a suggestion. Maybe subsequently, if there can be a way, I don't know, this training might be just an introduction or awareness creation, but I'm just looking at a way maybe your team can, like a case study, to see how these things, I believe there's a demo that can, how it speaks to itself. A case study that has maybe logistics, procurement, HR, finance, and how it speaks to itself. I think it gives one better understanding of the tool, because just like the previous person asked, is it more like an accounting? I know the last training that was done, I didn't participate, but I got it recorded. So it looked at the accounting model. So my request is just an addition, or maybe you and your team can look into it subsequently, just to create that awareness so that people understand. Because yes, we hear ERP, and most times we are lost in the functionality of what it is all about. So I'm suggesting maybe just a mini case study of live case study of a business, just generates something that is not real, but we know it happens within a structured system. And maybe we go through it and say, okay, when you are in this kind of setting, this is what happens in an ERP system, how they speak to themselves. I guess it will give us a better understanding and also help people. Okay, this is it. Okay, this is something that will be needed. You understand? So I just say, let me put that out to you guys. Maybe you guys can think towards that area and see how your next section can integrate such and give us a better understanding of how it works.
Absolutely, absolutely, madam. That's very important. Yes, well, I think that's what we should do next webinar. Very important because with that live case study, people can actually see how this system solve the problems that we are speaking about. So we surely do that. You get a notification for the next events that we'll have. I'm sure it will help because I can imagine myself too. Oh, okay, this is the problem. So how does the system solve this kind of problem? You can show it, it helps a lot. Thank you so much for that comment. Thank you. All right. We have other people in the call that might want to say. I think we have about 6 minutes to go. Let me allow one of our clients. I saw him on the call. Is he still here? I think he's still here. Mr. Peter, sir, are you there? Have you been following us? Hello, Mr. Peter. Very busy man. Okay, so let's give time to. I can see Humble. Please go on.
Good morning, sir, Mr. Joseph. James, Mr. James.
James. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Please, I want to actually know on this module, what are the major modules for finance? That's one question. And secondly, is it proper when we have invoice and receipt to sublet invoicing to another department and then the receipt to another department when we want to post in module?
Okay, so you're asking what the major modules for finance.
Yes.
And then what's the second question, sir?
The second question is, since we are involved in invoicing and receipt, during the posting, is it proper for another department to post the invoice and finance just to post the receipt, or finance will post the invoice and the receipt?
Yeah, good question. Good question, sir. Yep. So first question, major modules for finance. Let me put it this way. Finance is the central point for the business. Whether you are selling, it should flow to finance. So there's an accounting module. There's also petty cash module, what we call it, expenses. And then you also have the assets, reconciliation, and all of those ones. So those are the major modules. But this is how it works. Account is central. Okay, so sales flow into, so in a very good setup of account ERP system, there should not be any manual entry in account. So as people are selling in the sales module, the income flows into the account. As you are buying from procurement, all right, the expense flows into account. So account is where all the reports are. I've seen a lot of companies that don't have accountants, but they have this ERP set up for sales and inventory and purchase. Then the MD is now automatically becomes the accountant. You know, as they are growing, they'll be able to get the service of an accountant. But for that initial time, they did not have accountant. So the MD is the accountant. Eventually, they grow to a point where they have to hire accountants. So with that, the MD doesn't even have anything to go to do in accounting. All he needs is just, as sales are coming, the create invoice, and then the profits and loss report is available. As they are buying into the warehouse, they pay the bills and they get their profit and loss there. Then their balance sheet will provide those ones for them. So accounting is central. The same with inventory. Inventory is not supposed to do anything manual. As we are purchasing from the purchase, inventory work would just be to count the item, count the item and receive it into the warehouse. As they are selling from sales, inventory's job is to deliver what sells, so there should not be manual entry there. So when we say major modules, I would say the ERP system itself is finance, audit, entire operations. So when you have entire operation, finance becomes the key. So if you're looking for a single counted modules, you can say accounting, there's accounting modules there. There is expense for petty cash. There, these are the major modules. And the second question is exactly what I was discussing before. If you have an accountant in the business, nobody else, I mean, this is just a personal recommendation. I'm not saying you should change the way you work. Nobody should be able to create invoice except an accountant. Yes, they can create sales order, they can create pro forma invoice, they can create all those kind of documents. But when it comes to invoices, because in the normal ERP system, if you're not an accountant, you don't even see accounting module. Not to talk of create invoice. All right. So they should not be allowed to create invoice. You know why? Because anytime you create invoice, it creates the revenue in your portal. So all people creating invoice at random or anyhow, your report is impacted. Okay, your report is seriously impacted because it shows that people are owing you and it's in the books. All right, and it's in the books. Then receipts. So when you create invoice, it's different. You need to now say, okay, this person has paid. When this person has paid, that's when you create payment receipt. It's different from delivery receipt and all of those things. So for payment receipt, it's only accountant that should do that. But if you don't have accountant, then you have salespeople. Then you should give them that privilege to do that part. So this streamlining, segmenting, segregating these tasks is very key in the ERP system. Else, people will be creating invoice. Some people will even go and create manual invoice. At the end of the day, you have a report showing that you have made 50 million. I've seen an ERP system where the company makes 100 billion naira. But the company doesn't want up to 500 million. And but the report shows that they have made 100 billion. Like this company really have a lot of money. But it's completely wrong, false. It's not true. Because people are allowed to go and start creating these invoices. When you create invoice, it means customer is owing you. And when there's no real customer owing you and you have it in your system, it's all good. All right. So that would be my reaction to that. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir, for that comment.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, I can see Mr. Lasisi. Is it Mr.? Yeah. Hello, Lasisi. Please go on. Your hand is raised. Hello, Lasisi. We're about to close now. Oh, machine. Oh, sorry. You're there. Please, can you comment?
It's okay, sir. Thank you very much. I'm really enjoying your answers from my other colleagues' questions. It's okay. My own is, we are attending this webinar in order to spread the news. As I speak to you, I'm not working in an organization that is using ERP, but I always do my best to join because I can also spread the news and grow the ERP presence in the country and even beyond if I have the opportunity. My question is, you made mention of the top ERP systems. You mentioned SAP, you mentioned Microsoft Dynamics, you mentioned of Oracle, ERP, and then Odoo. So, and you say something based on cost of maintaining these ERPs. it seems Odoo has more cost efficient because it's more or less as in compare other one for company using it. And now if a company using Oracle or SAP is interested in Odoo and then reach out to you to implement it, meanwhile the company has been existing for a very long time with SAP or the other ERPs, will it be possible to transfer the business data from the existing ERP to Odoo without compromising any of the data? This is my question, because as I listen to or join the webinar each and every day, that is how it is entering in, and maybe in the course of interacting with businesses that has needs, I can sell the product to them, and I'm very sure this will be some of the questions they will be asking me. So in order to give them an expert answer, let me ask from the source of the information about Odoo before even telling people why it was, because I was in Lagos last year in a very big multinational healthcare consumable company. I'm very sure you must have known of Unimedica, Medical Healthcare. It's a very big multinational company operating in Nigeria here. We are using the Odoo. That was the first time I heard of Odoo, and I don't know whether they are still using it, but I just want to get this particular answer from you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much again for your contribution. Yes, so interestingly, a lot of large organizations are now migrating to Odoo. All right, for us that we've implemented for lots of them, We want to talk about Line Mobile, done something for them, Cetra Pro, big company, we're doing something for them, Plateau State government, lots of larger organizations, we have done something for them still on the Odoo system. In fact, even the Unimed you're talking about is currently, we are currently implementing for them, right? So, yes, you can seamlessly migrate, but it's strategic. There are different methods to migrate. It's something we discuss with the client and then advise them on how to do migration. There are people that want to migrate historical data. There are people that want to just do opening balances. So whichever one works well for them, we usually advise them on the best option to go with. So migration is not an issue at all. It becomes an issue when the implementation company, that is the consultant, doesn't understand the nature of the data of the other clients, and the client doesn't understand or doesn't have many options on this data migration. Whether it's a big company or even a smaller one that is just using Excel only, they don't have any system, there is always data migration. There's no, I think just one or two few small companies that start from zero. Everybody else also have data migration, whether they're using accounting system. So data migration is key part of the ERP implementation. So if you are interested in the, discussing this ERP system with other businesses, probably to be, when you start your own career of becoming a consultant, this is a good opportunity to just get in touch with our team members, and then they will give you options. They will discuss with you on some of the things you can do, so that we can work together on how this can be done. It will be very good. I usually like this kind of discussion. Thank you. Okay, I see. Before we close, let's give one last chance to Lasisi. Your hand is up again. Are you back now? Good morning. Hello, Lasisi. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. So that's about to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. I want to believe it was worthwhile. You learned, even if it's one thing, just to worth the time that you joined. Thank you for joining. This is Growth Stack. We are Uju partners in Nigeria. We implement ERP system. We can talk about the ERP like this because of our experience in the past. All right. So if you have a company, it's good. Ask and it shall be given. If you have a company that wants to implement ERP, please get in touch with us. One of my team members should drop our contact today, our phone number on the chat. So you get in touch with us. We can work together to implement your own ERP. If you also have a client or a friend that wants to implement and then you just want to upsell this, please get in touch with us. Remember, we are the top Uju partners in Nigeria, one of the best. All right, we do have several partners in Nigeria as well. So thank you for joining us today. And I believe your contact is in our list. We will soon have another event coming up sometime soon, and you'll be notified. And feel free to get in touch with us for any questions, all right, question you may have. Thank you so much on behalf of my team, those helping me at the back end. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.